Welcome back to Team FastEddy. Today we're going to take a look at the Team FastEddy rear toe blocks, and these are designed for the Losi 5ive as a tuning option for the rear toe, and it's going to allow you to adjust your suspension for the track conditions that you happen to be driving on. We offer three separate choices. We have a 0-degree toe, 2-degree anti-squat. As you can see, they're marked 0-degree and 2-degree anti-squat. We also have a 1-degree toe, 2-degree anti-squat, and a 2-degree toe, 2-degree anti-squat. And we're keeping the stock anti-squat, and we're just messing with the toe here to give you better tuning options. For toe in and toe out on the rear of a vehicle, very generally, less toe in, so the more straight your two wheels are rather than being turned inside. The straighter they are, or the less toe that you have, is going to result in a lot more on-power steering and just slightly less steering entering into the corner. Less toe will also increase your straightaway speed because you're not going to be scrubbing your tires. More toe in for the rear results in less on-power steering and slightly more steering as you enter into a corner. So as you're adjusting your vehicle for the track conditions, you'll have four options to choose from: 0-degree, 1-degree, 2-degree, and the factory 3. So enough about the part. There's not really a pretty part or much to look at, but it is extremely functional and they work very, very well. Let's go ahead and show you how to install these. Alright, we're looking at the back of the Losi here, and in order to access the toe blocks, we need to remove the bottom two screws on the rear bumper. The screws also go directly through the toe plate, or the toe block, and then into the bulkhead for the diff. So let's go ahead and remove these two screws. They only have a little bit of thread on them, and then you got to pull them the rest of the way out. And then at this point we can go ahead and remove the rear bumper portion, and then as you see that fell on the floor here was the little rear cap that covers the toe block. What I'm going to do is use a piece of Velcro that I have here, and I'm just going to hold the bumper up out of the way. If you're doing this, you really don't have to do that, but I want the camera to be able to see. So let me tie this up and I'll be right back. Alright, we've got the rear bumper out of the way. Now that the two screws are out, you can see the factory toe block here, which is marked with the 3 degrees. It can pop up and down. It depends on how tight it is, but those screws actually hold in the toe block down, and when you take those screws out, it allows the A-arms to pivot up. Sometimes you can get this off just by peeling it off like this. There's some tension because of the toe angle on the two holes here where the hinge pins go through, so you may need to use a little screwdriver to help get it off, but it does need, this little tab on the bottom here does need to pop out of the hole that it's in. If it is extremely tight, you may have to take out or just loosen up your bolts on the bottom for your rear diff. Okay, now that we have the old one off, let's go ahead and we're going to put on we're going to try a 2-degree. We're only going to go down 1 degree. That way we can see on the track whether it's going to make a difference, and or if it does, what kind of difference it's going to make. What I've done also is I've taken some Team FastEddy hinge pin shims, and they come in a kit, and for this purpose right here I like to use the 0.5s, And what I did was I stacked them up back here because there's a huge amount of back and forth play in those A-arms, and this is going to take a lot of that play out. Also, if you notice on the back of the block that we just took off, there's quite a wear pattern going on, and because of the toe angle, the A-arms are actually digging into the toe block here. So we've put these shims in there, and that's going to take care of a lot of the play and hopefully get rid of some of the wear. We're going to go ahead and slide this back on. You may have to wiggle around your hinge pins to get them in properly. You want to make sure that the tab right here pokes down into the little hole. It's probably going to come back up until you put the screws back in. At this point, we're going to go ahead and set our cap back on the top here. I'm going to loosen up the Velcro on our rear bumper. Go ahead and make sure that that pops down into place firmly, just like so, and put our screws back in. That's really all there is to it. Going to make sure everything lines up here. And screw it back in. We want to thank you for stopping by Team FastEddy. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and join and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Team FastEddy, and you can see all of our tutorials and reviews. Also, you can find us at rclargescale.com, which is a forum, and we can answer all of your questions there as well. So thank you for stopping by, Team FastEddy.